Hello, people. Another talking head. I don't know how well you can hear this music, but it's really nice. It's Bruce Cockburn. I am a Canadian. I like to consider myself one of Bruce Cockburn's peers. He's not that far behind me. Maybe I could call him a little bit of a big brother, but he's not that far ahead of me. I'm getting old. You know, Bruce Cockburn, he's an old guy, old Canadian folk artist. So, you know, if you don't want to look at my mugshot here as I talk to you, I don't blame you. You know, I mean, I'm a pretty handsome guy. If you're a lady, you know, you might not be able to contain yourself. But that's okay. I'm still an old guy, but I still think I'm handsome. Anyway, that's not why I made a mugshot here. I made some music, and you know, intellectual music, that is. I used to listen to this around a campfire. You know, I used to just sit and listen to, you know, Bruce Cockburn around a campfire. I'm a Canadian, you know, true blue and through Canadian, born and bred. You know, I've worked oil patch, I've worked forestry, uh, I can't tell you how much fishing and camping I've done. I like the northern wilderness, and I'm well read, and I'm not an idiot. Um, I'm a little crazy. You're a little crazy. You know, you live in a place where it's dark out 8 months out of the year. Yeah, you know, your brain changes. It's good to get sun though. And you know, that cold, it also kills other germs that are pretty, you know, prevalent in the south, but they can't live up here. I like being a Canadian. You know, I'm a lawful man. I don't go around violating other people. I'm not a violent man, you know. I mean, sure, you know, I know how to chop wood and, you know, buck up firewood and uh, go haul water, you know, pump water, and but I'm also a learned man. You know, I live both sides, and in some ways, I guess I'm a little spoiled. You know, I have to admit, you know, in many ways, I've had a pretty good life despite all the drama. I've got a lot to be thankful for. Could have been a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? I had a full life. And you know, I'm working hard on this book. I want to put this book out, you know, as a contribution to my community, to society. And I don't have many years left. Maybe I do. You know, maybe I'll live an additional 40. You know, and I'll find myself in my mid 90s, wondering, you know, why am I still alive? Who knows? But I kind of doubt it. I I lived a pretty crazy life in my youth. That's why I got to get some top dentures. You know, I didn't always take good care of myself. That's not a good thing. Young men, you take good care of yourself. Take care of your physiology. Make sure you get good nutrition. Don't go into GMOs. Stay away from chemical nutrition. If you get a chance to grow your own garden like I did, do it. If you get a chance to, you know, go all natural, do it. Drink good liquids. Drink healthy things. Chuck that Coke bottle out the window. Don't touch that garbage again. You know, If you really have to have a soda pop, grab a root beer. Get some of that ginseng stuff. That's really good too. Anyway, I didn't really get, on this mugshot thing. I'm just hoping you're listening. I don't even want you to watch this. I just want you to listen. I'm trying to make a contribution to society here, That's what Canadians do. And in spite of it all, I have to say I've had a pretty good life. I'm trying to pass on some wisdom, trying to pass on some knowledge. And it's hard. It's hard. Okay. I wish I had like a dozen sons so I could sit you all around a campfire and have a few words with you. Maybe help you to avoid certain compromising situations. I'm worried for young men in my country because I know what they're up against. You guys don't even, I'm talking to the young men. I mean the young men. What do I mean when I say young men? 13, 14, I'm telling you right now. If you're old enough to release yourself inside a woman, young man, I'll treat you like a man. I'll talk to you like a man just as long as you treat me respectfully also. And I'll show you the rite of passage, which is something you don't even know about. You know why? Young man, 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old boy. Boy. You got robbed. They stole your rite of passage. You don't have a rite of passage. I'm sorry. You can't step into manhood anymore. There's no respectful way for you to step into your manhood anymore. I'm sorry. We failed you. Okay? We were all hung up on women and what all the women were doing that we forgot to mind our own. Okay? There is no passage for you, young wannabe man. No, there's no Boy Scouts of Canada anymore. There's nothing you can call your own, young male. There's nothing for you that's exclusive. Football? No, women are playing football. What's exclusive to you? No, not hockey. Women are playing hockey. Don't give me sports. You think a sport? Do you really think a sport makes you a man? Do you really think that that's what manhood is limited to? Just sports? Now, I admit, if you can pick up a gun and you can shoot on a dime, good for you. That's all right. That's part of it. That's a tiny, tiny, minuscule. Okay, great. You got 1 point. I'll give you a point out of 100. You can shoot a gun. What about the other 99 points? You really want to be a man? I'm sorry. Your government won't let you. It's against the law for you to be a man. Male, 13, 14, 15. You're not allowed to be a man. Do you understand? Here in Canada, you are not allowed to be a man. Now I'm going to give you some reasons why you're not allowed to be a man. You're not allowed to be a man because, first of all, you're not even allowed to own your own land. Okay? You're living in Canada, and I want you to understand, here in Canada, that's not allowed anymore. I hope that sinks in. Now you can buy a title from the bank so that you are entitled to live on a piece of property. And only you. You're the one. You've got the contract to that property. It's called a title, a land title. Okay? You are entitled to live on that land and pay rent, of course. You have to pay land taxes, so you have to pay rent, of course, to the government. Okay? And, the rent does increase from time to time, by the way. But you got to pay rent on that land that, that you paid, what, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000, 250,000, whatever, to the bank, right? for the entitlement to live on the land that the government of Canada owns. Okay, there's the deal. Okay, just so you know, that's the deal. That's one reason why you're not allowed to be a man. In other words, if you try to grow anything healthy on your land, and the government doesn't like it, you can say goodbye to your land. If they want to take it, they can give you whatever they think it's worth, and off you go. All right? That's one. That's just one. That's just one reason why you're not allowed to be a man. Okay? 13, 14, 15, I don't care. You can be 16 if you think you're a man. What? Okay? All right, here's a point where you are a man. I'll give you this. If you can still get a woman pregnant, that's part of being a man. Yeah, I'll give you 1 point out of 100 for that. So if you can shoot, and you know for a fact you can make a woman pregnant, and you're 16 years old, I'll honor you as a man just as long as you honor me as a man or respect me as a man, because I'm a man. See, I had a chance. I was allowed to be a man back in my day. Okay, in my day there were still Boy Scouts. You don't even have that. You see, don't give me military. Please don't give me military. Come on now. You know women are in the military now. That's woman's territory now. Not in my time. I mean, they had some, that put like, nurses and that sort of thing. I'm talking about women on the front lines, guys. Oh, well, maybe that doesn't bother you. Wouldn't surprise me, because, you're not allowed to be a man now anyway. So why would that bother you? It would if you were a man. But you're not allowed to be a man. 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old. You're allowed to be a punk. I hope you're not a punk, but maybe you are. I don't know what you are. I'd like to talk to the young men out there, but you know what? The young men out there are probably maybe in their 20s, and they're probably the last men left. And some of them are real sad, sorry excuses for men. I'm getting old. I don't know how much time I've got, but I'm just laying it on the line, I'm just telling you the way it is. I've lived over 50 years, half a century. It's got to be good for something. I'm moving towards 60 now. I'm hoping I have something worthwhile saying here. I don't need you to look at my mug and stare at my big, long, ugly schnoz here. As I get older and older, your schnoz gets longer and longer and longer. Sometimes maybe the ladies like that. I don't know. I don't think it's very handsome looking, or is it? Oh, I guess it is. A big schnoz. Okay. No, I want you to listen to what I have to say. There might be a few young males in Canada in their 20s that are still men. I know there's a few in my town where I live, and they still have some of the, the good training, good ethics, good morals. Maybe their dads took them aside, made time for them or something. I don't know. It surprises me sometimes. It kind of restores my hope in young men. But I greatly fear that they might be the last men. I can give you reason after reason after reason, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, that you're not allowed to be a man anymore. Canada doesn't want you to be a man anymore. They're very happy if you want to be, you want to hook up with another guy and pretend, like you're married to that guy, then yeah, okay. If you're gay, they might even call you a man. This is my birthday cup. Just realized that. Hold on. See, that says 50. I got that when I turned 50. That was some time ago. I'm saying this because I'm looking at my once great nation, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, what happened? You know, I'm concerned. There's a lot of screwing going on here. It's just screwing around with our identity, our dignity, our self-respect, our manhood. And I know that, you know, a young guy, 13, 14, 15, 16, he's not even allowed to be a man in Canada anymore. There's nothing he can exclusively call his own. It's not fishing, it's not hunting, it's not sports, there's nothing, no activities that are exclusively male anymore. So how can he have a rite of passage? How can that young man have a rite of passage where he could say, you know, this is exclusively male? It's getting narrow. I mean, it's getting narrow. This isn't supposed to concern me. I don't know. You know, like some young man in his 20s might think that he wants a family, you know. I would begrudge him for wanting a family. Even, you know, this world's a real state of mess and everything, but there are places here in northern Canada that seem pretty remote and offer a little bit of promise, you know what I'm saying? There's still hope. I could see it in his eyes. I see it in that young man's eyes, but he needs to understand that he might be the last generation of men. Because, you know, he might have squeaked through some rite of passage. He might have actually made it to manhood. But his sons don't have anything like that. There's no rite of passage for young men anymore. If you're going to do something like that, you almost have to make it an occult act, you know. Don't let the government catch you. I mean that. Don't let the government catch you, because they'll turn it into something. It doesn't matter if it's decent and forthright and righteous. That's not the point. The point is that the government does not want you to have anything that exclusively belongs to the male gender. The government does not want you to identify with your gender. Do you understand? Because if you say no, well then I hope you overstand it and demand that you have every right to your manhood, and that for your own sons. But that's not what I'm seeing here happening in my once great nation. I'm a little choked up about it. But hey, you know, maybe in about 20 years or so, it won't matter anyway, because I'll be in the ground. I'm not making this video for me. I'm making it for young men. If I were a young man in this day and age, I'd be really concerned. I would mobilize. I'd try to organize young men with thoughts like my own. And I would start doing what I could to promote things that are exclusive to manhood. And I don't really care what those things are. But you better start doing it, because you're being robbed. You're not even, allowed to own land anymore. You're losing your rights and freedoms every day, young man, here in Canada. you better do something, and do it fast. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, okay? I want you to think. Thanks for listening. God bless you.